Sowore will not be released, whether you like it or not. Yes, of course. Because I think the people who are actually seeking for the release of Sowore and his legal panels or his legal team, I don't think they are doing what is right. They are following the ideal way of getting Sowore released. Not the real way, not the reality, not the practical way of getting Sowore released. Good evening, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about Showore's detention. Number one is that waiting for Sowore to be released, I think there is only 10% probability of that happening. That's number one thing I want everyone to know. And the reason is this. Buhari has always been making every effort possible to make sure that he locked everyone who seems to be a threat to his government, whether a primary threat, secondary, temporary, permanent. We are all aware of the El Zekizeki thing, right? And a lot of people felt like, okay, maybe it is because it's a Muslim thing, maybe because Buhari, maybe it is because of the religious differences between Buhari and El Zekizeki, or because El Zekizeki is being termed to be Shiites, right? They think, people think, some people are saying, El Zekizeki is not a Muslim, da, da, da. I'm not here to talk about religious issues. But the point I'm trying to make was that when El Zekizeki was arrested, most Nigerians felt like, he's a terrorist, he's the this, the that. The same thing has happened to Sowore now. What guys are you going to do? You see, when you see injustice and you are unable to actually, I think if Nigerians are, all this fight we are fighting for Sowore, if we have actually put that fight in, I'm not a Shiite, so know that. If we have actually put that fight in to fight for El Zekizeki, I think this kind of thing during Showore's time will never happen. Of course, there wouldn't have been something like illegal detention for someone that the court has ordered for his release. So with this, I don't think. Let me tell you the truth. The people are waiting. Some people are waiting for 24 hours. Sowore will be released. Sowore is not getting released. Sowore will not be released. So what I think the Sowore followers need to do right now, number one thing that they should do is to lay low for now. Lay low for now. Let the government feel relaxed. As far as they are not harming Sowore, they give him food, he's eating. For now, maybe like few weeks, a month. You guys should calm down. So because the issue is this. It is only when you have freedom that you can fight for freedom. You can't fight for freedom in captivity. You can't fight for freedom in captivity. That's it. It's only when Sowore is out that his team of revolution now, even though I'm not part of the revolution team, that the revolution now team and the Take It Back movement, can be able to make a practical impact. It's only when Sowore is released. I think Sowore is the leader, right? So when the leader is in captivity, the followers can actually do less. So that's number one. And secondly, the thing I think after laying low, the second thing that they should do is that they should look for the people who are going to make arrangements with the government. Because after laying low, the government will feel like, okay, these people have forgotten all these struggles of revolution now, this and that, and the other. Everyone will forget that a little bit. Everyone will forget that a little bit. So, I mean, let's say the people will actually forget that a little bit. The government also will have less tension. And by then, if you say you want to negotiate with the government, that should be released, and whether, okay, it will be released and this and that. And after negotiating, it will be negotiated in such a way that his international passport will be released. And he'll be able to be free to move anywhere he wants to move to. That's secondly. And during that negotiation, they should look for the people that the government will actually listen to, not a try and error something. Even though Sowore has stepped on a lot of shoes, a lot of people's feet, but I don't want to go into that today. But the point is, they should make sure that they are able to negotiate, if it takes negotiation. for Sowore to regain absolute freedom, not the freedom that they will release him today and they will still be carrying charges all around. No. He should be released and he'll be free to travel anywhere he wants to anywhere he wants in the world. And if he is released, then you people can now re-strategize. You people can make your plans, because now you know the kind of crazy president you are dealing with. You've known. You know you are not dealing with a sane, liberal, court obeying Jonathan. That's not who you are dealing with. You are dealing with this is what I want to do and I will do it kind of president. And there's nothing you can do. There's the practical here. You'll be saying, of course the court is get the fuck out of here. The court, which court? The government is talking, you're saying one court today. Buhari man. So, in short, what I'm trying to say is that they should, the Sowore's followers and his legal team should look for an effective way, if bearing hatchet with the government, in such a way that, I'm not saying, and they shouldn't lick the ass of the government. They shouldn't just be bootlicking and shit like that, but they should make the government feel like they are harmless and they are not going to carry on with the revolution now thing anymore. And with that, Sowore will be released. When Sowore is released, then you can carry on. Or else, then we might be having another Nelson Mandela. You know what happened to Nelson Mandela, right? Then maybe if you want something like Nelson Mandela, then you can carry on. But if you don't want that, we advise you people to do better and re-strategize and change your pattern. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. That's it. So the Sowore team and Sowore people and the Sowore legal team should re-strategize their pattern, and they should think of a better way. And the better way that I'm prescribing now is to, first of all, which is the number one thing, is to relax and lay low for now, maybe for 3 weeks or a month. Then send people, if they are not going to send people, and with time government is going to send emissaries that are going to try to compromise with Sowore. But what I think is they might be trying to check his strength or check his weakness or something like that. So you have to be you people have to be careful, so that you are not just dealing with the fake ass type of the government, right? So make sure if they say, okay, are you not going to stage any revolution plus revolution now protest anymore, say yes. As far as Sowore will be released and his international passport will be released, and he will be free to travel anywhere in the world. Sowore will be released. All the terms and conditions, just agree. Except, absolute freedom. Not that he'll be doing this. He mustn't travel out of this. Then this is only the place where you should go. This is where you shouldn't go. You shouldn't. No. Without any written or stipulated agreement, but just a normal mouth-to-mouth peace talk. Do that with them. And I'm not a documented one, the informal peacemaking thing, right? Let the government feel relaxed. Then when they release Sowore, you guys can do and undo. You can do your revolution now. You can do anything, and I know you guys should know that Sowore shouldn't be caught the second time again. But at least you'll be able to re-strategize. Look at what happened to Nnamdi Kanu now. During the time of Nnamdi Kanu, despite the fact that Nnamdi Kanu wasn't in good terms with a lot of Igbo politicians. Why? Because most of the Igbo politicians are Nigerians. Ike Ekweremadu, Senator Abaribe, those guys are Nigerians, core Nigerians, and I don't think they are backing his Biafran idea, right? But the fact is, when the guy was arrested, he sent his legal team and his people and his Biafra hip-hop movement to go and meet these guys, and these guys stood as shorties for him till he was released. And after he was released, the guy flew abroad and he started doing whatever he likes. Any Igbo politician whom you know that he's not joining them then he ordered these hip-hop people to be beating them up or chasing them away from all hip-hop gatherings. I'm not saying you should be you should betray your shorties or betray the people who actually helped you. But what I'm trying to say is that at least just for the first get yourself out, get Sowore out of the trouble that he is right now. Legal process. If it is not by legal process, any process, as far as it's not a violent one, any process that is going to get him out of there, I'm not saying you should act prison break, but just look for a way to finesse the government. Just finesse them away. They are like a hot water. So if you try to kick them away, they are going to splash on your body. And you just have to finesse them away. Just push them away gently, so that you can live your life. And after then, you will strategize and do whatever you want to do. Now, the Nigerian government is rooting for Nnamdi Kanu. Despite that, Nnamdi Kanu has relaxed and Nnamdi Kanu has gone on exile, and Biafra is no more really fighting like before. Even though a lot of their soldiers can still be online, can still be on the streets shouting Biafra or nothing, Biafra of death, The point is, they were not fighting like then before. There's no protest like then before. There's nothing like blocking the highways just like before anymore. But now government is still trying to clamp down on Nnamdi Kanu. They were rooting for him everywhere now. Right? That was the Nnamdi Kanu that has run into exile. So you want the Sowore that is in their captivity to be released? Never. It can't happen now. Even the one they have, even the one that they mistakenly released, they are still looking for a way to capture him again. They are lost opportunity. They realize that Nnamdi Kanu played them. He played them. I just wish Sowore people can understand the message I'm trying to pass out. If you guys carry on with this constructive, static, how can I describe it? Shaped, or all this shaped form kind of policy that you guys are running things, especially applying to this situation. It is good to be strict, right? But in this situation, I think you have to bend your rules to get out of this trouble. Because right now, look at the movement. Your movement is stagnant. You can't even mobilize people. You can't even do a lot of the good things to prepare for the next election. If an election is even going to hold. By now, the earlier the better. If Sowore is out now, if he is not even going to carry on with the revolution protest anymore, you can say, okay, maybe you will still want to contest more, right? The campaigning, the awareness, even though this is part of awareness as well, but I can't compare that to moving around and getting people informed, doing a whole lot of things that can, maybe even teaming up with a whole lot of other activists that you guys can pull. You can pull strength together and defeat your common enemy. You can't do that while you are in captivity, right? A lot of people, people don't like listening to the truth. Let me tell you, if you are playing the same game that you are playing, cut. Who tell you government want to be discussing anything in court with you? Well, is that when Baba Falana was defending Fela, this and that, the Nigerian Obasanjo appeared in court and he told him he didn't know about the army who went to burn Fela's house. He said, but they said it was in the order of the government. He said, no, either it's in the order of the government, he is not the one that should respond that. He told Falana to go to the district commanders. And I was saying, so are those soldier punished? They don't have to report that to me. As the sitting president of Nigeria and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, come on, person guys apply wisdom. Else Sowore will not be released, though. My 2 cents.